Welcome to the 1Verse podcast.
In your life.
And that brings me to saying, welcome to the 1Verse podcast, the number one podcast in the Metaverse. Today we have a badass guest, the one that got MasterCard to say, yo, what up? Help us out. The one and only rhondax. Oh, man. And then can we start recording?
I think he's going. Yeah, he's going.
Oh, wow.
Welcome,
perfect.
Rhonda. Welcome. It's such a pleasure having you here in the 1Verse podcast. How you doing?
I love that introduction. That's amazing. Gave me so much energy. I'm actually very honored to be here because I've heard so much about you all. I haven't been here yet. And honestly, I feel like you don't come on this show unless it's your time. So I'm very honored to be here. Thank you guys.
It's all about the vibes.
Yes.
It's all about the vibes, the energy.
And that brings us to where we left off, the vibes. Neo, let me ask you something. Have you had a heart-to-heart deep conversation with Neo?
Not yet, but I cannot wait because I think he has many onion layers. He's like an onion, I could tell. You know how you just peel back? There's like so many hidden layers.
She's saying you look like an ogre, bro.
Never said that. From if you're an ogre,
she just called you Shrek, bro. Hell no.
That's just funny. So if I'm onion layered, does that mean that you just cry instantly when you come around me, or what?
A little less logically, like, oh my gosh.
Now, I know we had like a little bit of kind of a deep conversation, but an actual conversation when we talked about Boxables. Like, remember you did like this little tiny world. We talked about Boxables that one time about Elon Musk, and I think we kind of went a little bit down that hole with that conversation for sure.
Because I am obsessed, and it might be because I'm 5'2", but I'm obsessed with like tiny things and like compact things and like minimalism. So like I'm obsessed with tiny homes. I think growing up, I've always wanted a tree house. So I don't know what it is, but tiny homes are so attractive to me. They're so minimal and they're cost efficient. So when I ran across Boxable, and their mission was basically to cut down prices and pollution and just start communities with these small, compact, high quality, boxable, tiny homes. I was like, I need to get in on this because this is the future, whether we're hip to it or not. The kids love convenience and minimalism and trends. So I don't know. I'm obsessed with the Boxable brand.
It's effective and it just makes sense, especially like nowadays. Just like with the cost of everything going up and having something that is affordable that you can live in, that is modern, up to date, easy to make, produce. It's friendly to the environment. Of course, it makes sense. It's dope.
And from a business perspective, you can easily buy a few acres of land and place Boxables on that and rent them out for Airbnb. You know what I'm saying? And the backyard laws just changed in California. So now people are putting them in their backyard for like guests. It's just, I don't know. And listen, this is my prediction, and I think it's the perfect time to say it. But there's rumors that Elon Musk is affiliated with the Boxable brand, right? Whether he is or not, I don't know. There's hype around it, so there's value in it. But I think his affiliation is in collaboration with the solar panels that he's pushing with the whole saving energy situation.
And they fold up really small, right?
Yeah, they do.
But with the solar panels, you'll have like natural energy.
Is it Solar City, right? Yeah, he's part owner of Solar City. Yes. So that he wants to put like those tiles in the roof. Yeah, that would make so much sense for those tiny homes. Because I know he does. I think he lives in a tiny home, actually. I heard that he got rid of. Yeah, I heard he got rid of all his, like mansions and stuff like that. And he just like got a little tiny home. He put it next to either SpaceX or Tesla headquarters, and he just like sleeps in this tiny home. These Boxable homes.
That's the rumor for sure. And whether you like him or not, people like him, you kind of got to watch them because they're doing things for a reason. And if you're if you study the stock market and stuff like that, you realize patterns and trends are very important. And
Right,
and
definitely.
that leads me to say, like, when Mark Zuckerberg changed Facebook's name to Meta, that boomed my interest in the whole metaverse.
Yeah.
It did for a
And can
lot of
y'all
people,
explain? I'm in the minority, and hopefully there's a viewer here that can relate to me in some sort of way. What is Boxable?
Yeah. Ooh.
Boxable is a company who says, okay, you can make cars in a factory and mass produced. You can make pretty much anything except houses. And the reason houses are so expensive is because it takes so long to build. You got to import items, but you can basically put so many pieces, like so many boxables on a ship and ship it across the ocean for cheaper than this ever been ever. So now they're trying to mass produce houses in factories. That's never been done before. So anything that's never been done before and that's going to change the community, you got to kind of give it attention.
How are they doing
Yeah.
it? What are they doing to manufacture the houses?
They're making them foldable.
Pre-built.
So they're making pre-built.
So it's like
These
origami
amazing.
houses.
Exactly.
Yes.
Technically, yeah.
On steroids.
Literally on steroids.
Whoa,
So
I'm gonna have
imagine
to
like a 3D
research
printer.
this.
Imagine like a 3D printer, it's 3D printing all these parts and pieces. They pre-build it, put it together, kind of like a folded, like a sealed box or like an envelope, whatever, and then just ship this box container to you. You literally just open it up, boom, boom, snap it, right? You snap it together,
And
and here you
then
go. You have a room like this.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
And people buy multiple to build big houses. So they add on to their
Yeah.
boxable. It's like Legos.
Exactly.
Bro, a Lego house is the coolest thing ever.
I would want one. I don't know. And they have not paid me for promotion. It's just something that me and him
Oh,
related
man.
on.
By
in
the way,
conversation.
Boxable, so if you want to sponsor us, hey, we're open to that.
Yeah, Boxable.
Listen, let's build this. Let's
Hit up Rhonda too.
let's
Hit up
talk off
Rhonda.
air for that.
Let's build the metaverse together.
Let's do it.
Boxable style.
Or we're all one in the metaverse.
Yeah. Where we're all one with Boxable. Remember. We got it.
So dramatic.
But there's a question that we usually ask, usually in the beginning. So what got you started in the metaverse? Like, how did you find out about the space?
So, like, back when COVID hit in 2019, my husband and I, we have a salon suites business, and we live in Atlanta. So they shut us down because obviously it was not essential, but that was our bread and butter. So I was like, okay, I need to figure out what's the way to eat digitally. And the first thing I fell on was stocks and the stock market, which led me to Forex and learning patterns and trends. And I just feel like that market alone is it's like a rabbit hole. You can learn so much, but the way the stock market moves is how everyday life is applied, in my opinion. Like, I realize things, even success, you have up and downs, and sometimes you have really, if you're like going really high in success, sometimes you have a big fall, but you go back up. It's just trends and patterns. So, not to ramble about stocks, but when I heard Mark Zuckerberg talk about changing Facebook's name to Meta, I was like, that's a green flag for me to do more research, because anything he's a part of, he puts a lot of money behind, a lot of that investment.
Yeah.
And when that's the case, that means he believes in something. And whether we care about it or not, it's going to reach some level of adaption, mass adaption.
Yes.
Talking about
Facebook's
charts,
done it.
those shades. Talking about charts, those shades look like the charts nowadays. It was good. It went to shit. Stocks are very crap. It just looks like.
That is so funny. These shades they're so cool because you can take the tint off and put it back on. Shay Arts created them, so they're super fly. I like to wear them everywhere I go. But yes,
Yeah,
the
they're
stock market
definitely
is super unpredictable, and right now it may seem like we're in like a bear market, but that's the market, right? It's up and down.
Right. So that's how
Speaking
you
of stock market. Oh, sorry.
So that's how you got into the whole like So I guess the digital world was because of COVID. Like what happened to you guys' business over in Georgia kind of like led you guys to like find a different source of income, kind of like, like how can we adapt to what's going on? And that's how you started getting introduced to like the whole digital world, digital aspect.
I took myself to school. I literally obsessed over the sandbox, the Decentraland, the NFT boom,
Ooh, okay.
everything. I saw something that was happening, and I'm like, whether I learn about it or not, it's something that's we're transitioning to. So I'm a big techie. Like I love technology, and when I left college, I'm at high school. I didn't go to college for computer science because I didn't think there were people that looked like me in that field. So I was like, I would never, like, what am I going to do?
Really?
I don't want to be building something, or I felt like I wasn't going to be around people that I could relate to. And at this age, in my early 30s, I'm like, so many women in tech and Black women in tech are just showing their face and they're wearing it proud. I'm like, wait, I've been loving tech. Why not take that step? So now I'm more encouraged because I'm starting to see more of a acceptance for the norm. So ultimately, I want more women like the younger, like if I want more women to look at me and say, wow, I want to get into tech. I'm creative. Like tech is not as intimidating as it may sound. It's art. We can create,
It is
you
art.
know?
It's just a different type of art. Like honestly, life is art in general. Just everything entirely of in life.
There's art
and
in
anything
everything.
inside in life is art. Everything is art.
Exactly.
Everything.
Yes. I mean, if you're looking for that, but you can also find the bullshit, right? Excuse my language. It depends on what you're looking for.
Go
we
ahead.
swear on this podcast for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
We keep it real. We
Keep it real. Say
Right.
how you feeling.
I
No
feel like
censor.
in life there's people. Okay, perfect. Because I feel like there's people in life who wake up and they thrive off of being negative, and when things are going calm in their life, they feel conflict. So they try to go back to friction, but that's their perspective and that's their outcome. That's what you make it.
Big time. Big time. Big time. So, all right. So going on this little journey, right? So because of what happened in COVID, you got into the digital space. You learned everything about decentralized sandbox and all this stuff, right? And then once you got into this, when you put on that headset the first time, right? What was that experience like for you? Like, what was that first initial thought when you came in here and you were like, whoa, like this digital world?
I
the
was
metaverse.
blown away in the setup part where it's asking you to adjust the distance between your lens. And I'm looking around, I see like these bubbles, and I'm like, everywhere I look,
Yeah.
this is looking. And I actually put on a VR headset like 5 years ago with my phone in front of the headset. You can buy, they sold them like at Ross or something, like the little VR sets. And it was just so bad quality. I just, I was turned off by it. So when I put this headset on, I was like, whoa. Then I went to venues and I was like, whoa, these people are in my face.
Dude, we have the exact same experience. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, literally.
Exact.
I remember
that was the first thing.
Yeah, that first time, like because that was like my first experience too, was venues. And I remember like, whoa, is this real people? And then I kind of felt a little bit intimate, like actually like walking up to like groups. Like it really felt like
shy.
Those are people that having a
Yeah,
conversation.
exactly.
And like it's like, whoa, like it's interesting. It was so interesting. I was like, what the heck?
It's so interesting.
This is a whole different dimension right now. We're in a different dimension right now.
Yes.
But you know what? I grew up at Army brat, so I traveled so much. I would get friends and then I would lose them because I'm moving. So early on, I just literally forgot my whole train of thought. I'm like, wait, so you're Army brat?
No.
Nah, just showing respect.
Oh, okay.
But
I love that. Well, early on we moved a lot, and I got my dad would bring me to his base when he was working late at night, and my sister and I, we would go into the office. This is like 3 o'clock in the morning. We'll go and play on people's computers. Now that I'm looking back on it, it was so terrible, but he'll let us do it. So I found like the Yahoo chat rooms, AOL, and I started playing Doom's video games. And that's when I got obsessed or comfortable with, I would say, talking to strangers through chat rooms at an early age. So this reminds me of just chat rooms.
Yeah.
But doesn't
Pretty
it feel
much.
so much more real? Like, Rhonda, I've never met you in the physical world, but at the same time, like, I honestly am content with this world and our experience together. I really don't like crave that meeting you like face to face, person to person, right? I feel like this is good.
Right. I almost
Shit, I still
rather stay away from it low key. Like low key. I just like, and that's why I kind of have an interest in because I know if me and you are having these feelings, so are other people, right? So like, you know, have y'all heard of the Live Long program, Live Forever program, where
I know.
people in the metaverse they bring their avatars in and their family members can talk to them after they pass away.
Oh, I heard
Oh, yeah,
about
I
that.
wanna do
Yes,
that.
I did hear about that.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
I heard about that. Actually, a couple
So I'm
months
going to
ago.
be in control of my afterlife avatar. I'm going to make sure she looks how I want to and she sounds like I want to set that up for my family. I know that sounds weird.
It's a
But I'm
trippy
interested.
vibe. It's a trippy thing though. Like it's
Because
very
AI
trippy.
is going to be able to
It's-
upload your consciousness to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell her what I
Yeah, that's
don't
definitely
like.
been on a talk.
Like it's kind of like creating your biography before you die.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of a trippy thing. It's really trippy. But like, you know, like there's pros and cons. It has its benefits and it doesn't. You know, for some people they'll be like, oh, it's so trippy. I don't want to like keep reliving or re-seeing that because it hurts me every single time. There's that con, but then there's the pros. There's like, you know, like it sparks me, it motivates me, or it reminds me of the good values that I need to remind myself of, depending on who the
Yeah.
person is. You know, so pros and cons with everything in life, right? So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And things get normalized all the time. All the time. The things, who would have known that, for one, Instagram, 20 years ago, I would have never thought Instagram would have existed. Like, what? So it's like so many times, like things and concepts develop and we would have never imagined. So,
Shit, even this, what we're doing right now, we never thought this would be real.
Yeah,
Like
or
absolutely.
at
10
least
years
feel
ago,
so
20 years
real.
ago. It
feels
does.
so real.
It's not
Like
even about
real
being real.
vibes.
People are like, it's not real. Why do you like the metaverse? It's not real. And I'm like, but do I touch you when I have a conversation with you? No. Okay, then what's the difference? It's a in your face actual image. It's with how somebody wants to present themselves.
Expressive.
You can express yourself. You can smile. You can frown. You can use tonality in your voice. It's as close to reality as you can possibly get without physically being in it. And I don't touch you anyways.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we can still
Yeah.
touch. Like,
Yeah.
hi.
Like,
Okay,
and this is
yeah.
just the beginning stage of haptics.
Man.
It is. You know, it's funny that you bring that up actually. Like just like a couple of days ago, I actually like told one of my friends, like, hey, like you should get the Oculus because she lives in Cali. And, you know, we try to like catch up. And I was like, hey, you know what's a cool way to catch up and like talk? It's like if you get the Oculus and we meet at Horizon Worlds, they'll feel like we're in the presence of each other. And like we get to talk and vibe out. She was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't like that. I don't like video games. I don't like video games.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't like
what?
video games.
Oh,
are you
what?
talking
I was
about?
like, I was gonna like, I'll show you the pod. Like, I'll bring it to the podcast and show you like how it is. Like, we have conversations and stuff like that. It's an actual podcast, but in the metaverse. She's like, yeah, I don't like games. I'm not interested in that.
We don't
whole
play
digital blah,
games,
blah, blah."
bro.
I'm like, I was like,
Like,
man. I was like, man, I wanted
we
to say
don't
someone
play
was like,
games
nope,
any
it's
more
not a
than you
game.
do with your baby daddy. Like, it's real life
Exactly.
games. It's not like video
Yeah.
games. It's life games. It's chess games.
There's no
Make a real
games
chess
that I'm
move out here.
playing. Like we're just so
Literally.
Right.
I'm like, well, do you like parties? Of course I like parties. Do you like concerts? Yeah, I like concerts. Do you like raves? Yeah. Do you just like chilling in your backyard around a campfire? Yeah, I love that. Well, you can do that exact thing in this app.
Do
That's
you like
free, by the
basketball?
way. Oh, yeah.
Like,
Literally. Do you like traveling?
can
Do you like going
follow-
to Greece? Do you like going to
Yeah.
Hawaii? You could literally do that. You could go and like feel like you're in a different place and kind of like almost feel the vibe. You know,
You
the
forget you're
ambiance
in
of
your
that
living
location.
room in your freaking boxers sitting here looking like a clown. Like,
hey, with your hair.
Literally.
Well, I don't know about you, but I have natural curly hair and it's so tangled by the time I'm off of the day because like I don't like my headset. I don't even have to do my hair. It's already done.
That was
Like,
my
I
wife's
love it.
point. My wife was like, damn, it's so nice that you have this podcast. You don't even need to get ready. I was like, yeah.
Like, yeah.
My biggest
It's
problem
just-
was filming content was not feeling like getting dressed. So here it
Yeah.
is. A whole avatar ready to go.
That's funny as hell. And
So-
we're back, everybody. That was Kiwi Design sponsor. Make sure you use the 1Verse promo code to save 5%
5% on your
all your VR
accessories.
accessories.
Oh, Kiwi Design
Yes.
got dope shit. Real talk. I'm not even gonna deny it. But
Really?
so I did want to ask you, are you full time in the metaverse?
I am. I can't believe it.
How long
I'm
has this
full
been?
time and I get to say it. Well, honestly, it wasn't when thank you, man. I wouldn't. I say this when I made my first dollar, it became a career for me.
Yeah.
Because obviously
Hell yeah.
after making that first dollar, you can learn how to leverage, learn how to become a better business and grow, blah, blah, blah. So in January, when I joined, I seen so many ways to make money, but I also realized you can make quick money, but you're not going to have longevity if you spread yourself thin. So I was like, what am I
Yeah.
passionate about? What do I like to do? IRL and VR, right? So, and that's like in real life, I love the theatrics. I love film. I love acting. So I feel like being able to bring entertainment in the sense of like voiceovers or commercials, like for MasterCard, we did a commercial and I had like the time of my life because I'm like, I get to do it in VR, you know, and I get to add that to my
Yeah.
resume. So it's like just doing everything that I really want to do in here.
And
Did I
like, how
answer your
did you go
question? I feel
about?
like I kind of like,
Yeah, you are full time, and that's why I wanted to add on that though. Is like, I want to be full time. Neil wants to be full time, and there's thousands of other people that do. What advice would you give? Could you tell us your journey on how you became full time?
So in real life, I have a salon suites business, which kind of runs itself, which gives me the opportunity to dedicate all my time into this. So I'd say
Okay.
I'm full time, but it's because I've already have a situation that gives me that benefit to do that. And me getting like commission builds was not because I'm different. I did anything unique. I was literally ready when the opportunity presented itself because from day one, I told myself I was worthy of opportunity. I'm working hard enough to receive them. I'm not the best of the best, but I'm doing my best. So I prepared myself for when opportunities came. I was ready to
Damn.
pull that trigger and present my worth and what I'm capable of. And if something I didn't know about, I was okay because most people don't. These companies who are coming to us about the metaverse, they know nothing, little to nothing. So I gave myself so much room to learn with them and tell them, oh, I don't know the answer to that. And just have confidence in bringing my best to the table.
Yeah. Wow.
Sounds like you use a little bit of law of attraction in there. Positive affirmation.
All I do is focus on what I put out because I realize life is about, thoughts become things. So
Facts.
everything I put out, humbly speaking, I have the life I dreamed of as a little girl right now. But it's not because I'm lucky. It's not because something was different for me. It's because I stuck to the end goal, I feel. And I've had hella hurdles. I almost had a whole divorce. I separated with my husband for 10 months last year. And obviously that's not perfect, right? But that separation was my decision, and that's all that mattered. Like, I was still in control of my outcome because I knew what I was doing. I don't know.
Yeah, and who I am, all that type of so that's good that you're
Right,
into
just
the
get
whole
better.
attracting good energy, love attraction type of thing.
Exactly. Shouts out
That's
to
That's why I'm big in
thing.
energy.
Yeah. You're
Rest
never
in peace,
gonna,
Bob Proctor. Sorry.
like we were just talking about, you're never gonna
Recipe by
let
Pop Proctor? Hell yeah.
someone else determine your outcome, right? Like, you're always going to be in control. And that's the coolest thing. I just read this quote. It was like, you know how to tell if somebody's in power over you is if you have to watch what you say around them or something. Like, pretty much like, you're not going to insult somebody who has power over you, right? So like, make sure you know who's in power of you by knowing who you're not willing to like irritate.
That's a good way to put it. Because some people you don't want to cross wrong, but that's a little bit of power.
Exactly. Yeah, that's power over you, right? And at the end of the day, regardless of how tough your decision was for all your situations, like, you were in control making the decision. That's all that mattered.
Exactly. And I was like, I know this isn't a show about my relationship, right? But like, I met my husband. We've been together for 10 years. And I met him when I was 23. Like, so I was such a little girl in my, I was so like moldable, and I kind of like molded myself into making sure,
So, whoa, a whole decade.
Oh yeah, right.
That's strong.
So like,
really
I molded
strong.
myself. Yeah, I molded myself to make sure I was making him happy for so long that I was like, wait a minute, my cup is empty. Let me reassess what I want to do in life, because I'm going to fail me and you not finding my value in life or where I'm supposed to be. So that 10 months of separation, organically, it just happened. So
you found yourself, and then you can give more.
It was needed. Everything happens for a reason, honestly.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was funny. I was watching this picture or this video, and it showed this guy, and it's like a stick figure, and there's like drawings, right? So whenever he was full of happiness and he saw somebody empty, so what he did is he poured his happiness into the other person, and his meter kept getting down, and eventually he was empty. And then he got a dog, and the dog refilled his happiness and stayed happy. And then he would give people happiness, go to the dog and refill his happiness. And that message is, if you're not finding something to refill your happiness, you cannot give happiness, because you're just going to take away from yours.
Wow.
Before you can give your 100% to your marriage, you're not going to be able to do that until you got something recharging you. You got to be connected to your outlet before you can succeed in anything.
That's so real. That's it. That's literally it. I love that. Shouts out to Schilck for dating advice.
No, I'm a terrible husband. I'm not a terrible husband, but I've been married since March, and I'm not very good at it. I'm sorry, honey.
You never.
I'm trying to learn, but
well, you're still trying. At it. It's only been a couple months, so
it's been a couple months.
It takes some adjustment, learning. It's a whole new learning experience.
Yeah, you just don't lie and cheat. If you lie and cheat, I don't really like that right now, right? So
why even get in a relationship?
I'm not going to lie and cheat.
Even bother? The fuck?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie and cheat, and that's why I'm a bad husband. But I can work on this shit, right?
Right.
That's funny. So Rhonda, how did you come across MasterCard? That whole project. How did that come along?
So like, I'm part of the Women in Horizons community with Paige dancing. Matter of fact, happy birthday, Paige. It's her birthday today.
Paige, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
This lady is such a leader. Like, when I joined the Women in Horizons community, she told me, Rhonda, in order to spread leadership, you have to trust people to create. So she's like, you can post anything on the Facebook. She just gave me so much freedom to be me. And I wasn't worried about how can I help her? It was like, oh, okay, you trust me. So like different things that Paige has taught me has really molded me as the VR woman I am. With that being said, Flutter was part of the Women in Horizons community. And we were building on one of the Roe versus Wade worlds. It was like a protest. And shortly after that, she reached back out to me and she said that I would be receiving a message from Meta. And I didn't know what it was for. I didn't know what project it was for, but I didn't even care. I was like, Meta presenting anything to me, I would love to do it. Like,
yeah,
there's no negotiation. Just tell me what you need. So like a week or two went by and then they told me like the day before the Zoom call that it was for MasterCard. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, okay. There was just like, all right, well, tomorrow you're going to be on a Zoom with 15 of the executives from the world this, 15? The world that, the executives. And I was like, 15? And then she was like, and 5 people from Meta. And I was like, wait, what? So I'm like, all right. So are you going to prep me about what to say? Nothing. No, they're just expecting you to carry yourself with what you know. So I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, but I was so excited. Like these people got on this Zoom call and they were so enthusiastic about the metaverse that it made me excited, because what's so unexciting is building a world for someone who has no enthusiasm on creating. They're like, I don't care. Well, I don't just do this. I hate that. Like I hate building commissions for people that don't know what they want.
Yeah.
And MasterCard knew exactly what they want. So that was exciting.
Yeah.
That's how it happened.
If they would have just given you broad range, like with this podcast studio, Dunder, we was like, Dunder, actually Neo was giving him instructions. And then I was just like, Neo, no, let's just let him free reign it. But then Neo was like, but we gotta have these themes. So what was our themes? We were like futuristic space,
futuristic space, minimalist.
And that's pretty much it. Now it's like
that lives on.
And then I was like, Dunder, do what you freaking want though, right? Like take these 3 core values and then do what you want with them. And then he made this and we were like, whoa, this is perfect.
Literally, It fits perfect.
I love that.
Yeah, I love that. So shout out Dunder.
Shouts out to Dunder. So talented. I feel like that is such a great blueprint to stick by. I feel like the last show I was on Ask Your Question, Speak Your Truth, and a lot of the people were asking questions about the blueprint. Like when you talk to these companies, what blueprint are you doing to finish out the project? So I actually created a curriculum and just a guideline on the basics of what my experience is, just so people can have and use it and modify it where their business makes sense. But I feel like a lot of these people in VR, they've never been business owners. They're young. They've never been in charge of a big company. So having that blueprint could benefit.
Yeah. Could we get a blueprint?
Got you, Schilck.
Hell yeah.
It's good to have blueprints of all kinds of things. I want to know all kinds of blueprints. That's for sure.
Right?
Like,
there's so
I'm
much
not
food
proud
out here
at
for
all
all of us to eat.
Like,
seriously,
I don't know shit. I want to learn. That's why I love this podcast.
What do you mean you do not know shit?
I bring
what
people.
You can't just say that.
I mean, I don't know shit is like, I'm not going to say I'm the smartest man in any room there's some rooms, but I don't try and go to those rooms. I always try and go to a room where there's people smarter than me. Right. So that's why we created this podcast, so we can bring people who are more successful in certain areas. I'm more successful in a lot of areas than some people, but there's a lot of people, everybody's more successful in certain areas than me. And that's why if I can take those and find those people that are more successful or better at something than me, then we can learn. And that's all I want to do. That's all we want to do is experience with people, build connections. This is forever. This is stamped on the blockchain, right? Like,
literally. And like that's the cool thing also, like for people that are listening to this, it's like it's a really valuable thing for them too, because not only do they get to see our perspective and our values, what we're good at, but they also hear the guests' strong suits and what they're good at. So they're getting an overall educational, informational knowledge experience that is just like, boom, here you go. You want some of that? You want to learn some of that? Boom, 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 boom. So it's just overall beneficial just to have a conversation.
So many different perspectives.
It's amazing.
And experience.
To me, it's filling. I love this shit. To me, it's like, I love socializing, talking, and seeing the other person's perspective and listening to them. I love that because it goes to show that, you know, the world might tell us that we're super different, but in reality, at the end of the day, we're all similar in certain things.
Yeah,
and
we all go through hardship.
We all go through it. It just shows that we're all human. It shows that, you think we might be super different, but in reality, we're not as different as you think we are. We're still humans. We just see things with a different perspective. We might be good. We might be good at certain things than others, but at the end of the day, we're all technically the same. Which we
still
are
piss, shit, eat, and sleep.
We do. We have bones, veins, brain, heart, everything, nipples.
Yes,
we all got 2 nipples, guys. That's our freaking slogan now. Remember, everyone, we all got 2 nipples.
And then we're all one in the Metaverse.
We're all one in the Metaverse with 2 nipples. If you have 1 nipple, though, fuck you, right? You know.
Or 3. No, just kidding.
No,
just
1 nipple
kidding.
people need love too. That's so.
We include everybody for sure.
Well, let me ask you, because I know my experience and my perspective. Speaking of perspectives, what are y'all opinions on women in this platform, and how has it changed, or has it since the beginning, or do you think there needs more? Is there more female presence needed, especially in like podcasts? There's not many women in that lane, I feel. So what do y'all feel about women in this podcast?
I'll let you start, Neo. I'll do it second, my experience.
So what do I feel about women in the space? Pretty much, right? Like what do I think
like, is there a change in their presence from the beginning since you've been in, or do you has it been consistent? Do you think there's equal opportunity for women?
I think so. Based on what I've noticed, it's definitely equal opportunity, 100%. Definitely want to see more women get involved with the Metaverse, or just in general with the whole Web 3.0, like get educated more on that so they could jump on it. Because I see, to be honest, it seems like there is more opportunity, like equal opportunity here than what it is in the real world. Because here, like it's all your imagination. You know, everybody is nice here. Everybody gets along with everybody. It's all about your imagination and how you are as a person that could take you so far. So if they come in here with good vibes, no matter what you are, you'll do great. You'll kill it. But yeah, women's are definitely equal also, because there is girls in here that are doing podcasts. You know, there is what is it called? The Soul Sisters. That's all girls podcasts. And also Pura Vida is a Latin podcast. It's a bilingual podcast, which helped them put them together. It's called Pura Vida Podcast. And there are 3 girls.
Pura Vida?
3 girls.
What is it called?
Yeah, Pura Vida. So Pure Life.
Pura Vida.
Yeah, a Latina
Pura Vida,
podcast.
Yeah, help them put them. Yeah, help put them together. So they're all girls. They're literally 3 girls that literally are doing a podcast. So you see that type of thing, like helping each other out. Like, I'm a guy. I was like, yeah, you want to do a podcast, even though I got a podcast too? Let me help you out. Here's some tips. Here's some pointers. This is how you get started. Boom, 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 boom. There they go. Now it's up to them to stay consistent and do the thing. But that's equal.
Exactly.
You know?
I agree with you. I do think early adaption is when equal opportunity is created, right? And there's a lot of women in here. There's a lot of men in here. It's based off what you're trying to do with it. So I agree.
Yeah. My experience with women is that, first off, this is women and men. Women are a lot more flirty in the Metaverse. That's one experience that I've noticed way more than the real world.
Than real life.
Yes.
Or is everyone a little more flirty? Or
that's everybody is a little bit more flirty than real life. Yeah. I think it's because we're hidden behind this VR headset that we feel comfortable to say a little bit more outlandish things, right? But also, I do believe that women are getting a lot of respect. Of course, there's going to be strong males, but that's regardless of like cultural values or sexism. Like males can be strong, have been strong throughout history, but there's always going to be presence of strong women here too. And there's some very powerful, strong women and of color also. It's not like it's just white women or white men doing things. It's actually, I feel like people of color that are setting a lot of trends and doing big things here. And I do think that fits with the culture of the United States at this moment. Big brands want to support people of marginalized groups right now, especially. And I do think that there's going to be a lot of opportunities, regardless if you're a man or a woman, white, person of color, doesn't matter. You just got to put the passion in it, have good vibes, and you're going to be successful and be professional. Like you said, like you knew how to handle MasterCard. Some other people, doesn't matter if they're a girl, they would have been like all amateur about it. MasterCard would have been like, yo, fuck you. Doesn't matter that you were a woman. It was because you were professional and you knew what you was doing.
Right.
And just also, MasterCard was very specific on what kind of creators they wanted. Also. So that was actually, to me, impressive. I was like, wow, okay. So
tell us a little bit more about that, actually.
I heard background checks, credit checks. I heard your little clip of the last video. So explain that, what you were saying.
They literally, so someone told me that they had their credit ran. No, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if mine was ran. I know I gave them a lot of my information, but also I don't have nothing to hide, right? So they did go through my entire Facebook account, entire Instagram account, and just wanted to know who are they in bed with? Like, how far can we do business with this person? Is she just a creator? Can she do the commercials? Can she represent the brand? And I've heard some people not pass those background checks. I've heard of people passing. It's just a real thing. And I tell people that's not the end of the world if you can't just pass a background check. You just have to know what companies you're targeting.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with another company and they were asking me about advertisement in Horizon Worlds. And I made a few suggestions on a couple worlds. And one world, it's a game, people die. And it was like, no, Rhonda, we can't be affiliated with a world where people die.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. So these worlds, they're very specific with what they want, rightfully so. I think if you're trying to leverage the partnership, you should focus on being fit for that brand as well. So scraping through your social media, making sure there's nothing too controversial and stuff like that.
Unless you want to build a platform that is
sounds like I'm gonna have to go on my Facebook and start delete.
Oh, Neo, you're the reason why MasterCard hasn't hit us up yet, dude. Dang, bro.
Last year in real life, my husband and I was on a show called Brad Loves Judy. And before it aired, I went through all my social media accounts and I deleted everything that I did not want to be used against me. So I feel like that situation kind of curated and got me ready for this. So
actually, so MasterCard, so they didn't accept, they wouldn't, pretty much any platform right now, they'll go through social medias to see if like this person fits the brand or the company. But like, what is it that they're looking for that would be like a red flag? Like, would it be like speaking your mind or speaking in theory that kind of is a red flag to them? Like, what is it that kind of like brings up, like that red flag to them? Like, ding, ding, radar. Nope, we can't work with this person. Is it politics? Because I feel like that probably true.
It's going to be politics, bro.
Company's different. But when you're talking about sexual orientation, religion, politics, and sports, like all those stuff are so debatable. I mean, like you have to, when you're talking about these stuff on your social media platforms, you have to know that could affect you. Something that you may think is minute may be very important in another company's non-negotiable. So I and personally, I just want to remain true to myself, but some things I avoid speaking on because that's not part of my mission. So I keep my mouth closed on certain subjects I'm gonna speak on. So,
but do you keep your mouth closed on certain things that you feel like you want to say something, but you feel like you step back because you don't want to say something because you don't want to be opinionated or judged or something?
Are you afraid of the pressure companies are going to put on you by speaking your true mind?
So I feel like if I'm speaking my true mind publicly, what am I doing it for? Am I doing it for likes, or am I doing it to start a conversation? What is my reason for it? Because if it's for me to get something off my chest, I could do that with my friends and my husband. Everything doesn't have to be on social media. But if I'm posting something on social media that I feel like so strongly about, that's part of who I am. And I feel like if a company wants to do a collaboration with me, that's part of my DNA. Like, I don't...
Hey, I like that. We all say stupid shit behind closed doors that we don't want everybody to see.
Yeah, like making stuff public, that's your choice.
We don't need to make everything. We all have the right to privacy. Yeah.
No, for sure. But what if it's something that you want to make public because you feel it could maybe shed a different perspective to people, which is, like to help others, to maybe showcase that maybe you're looking at things in one lane when there's multiple lanes of views that you could look at, and your opinion could just be that one additional lane or perspective that you could show people, which is good because that's kind of like teaching. That's kind of part of evolution and progressing human life and our thinking.
Exactly.
So to me, I feel like,
the Roe. Well, like the Roe versus Wade situation is super controversial, right? It's kind of something that's some people don't want to talk about. It's so sticky, but I have my opinions on it and I share those when it's brought up. I don't go around bum rushing podcasts, making my opinion known, but I do speak my opinion when it's asked. And that situation in particular just motivated me more to want to make sure that I am part of the DNA of the future of women in tech, because I don't want men making decisions for me in any area. I want to be able to make a decision for myself, and stuff like that just motivates me to just go harder.
And I feel like you were saying, Neil, if you want to say it publicly and you are passionate about it and it's controversial, you know what you got to do? Make that your part of DNA and say, fuck you who don't like it. That's it. There's going to be people that don't like it, but fuck you.
I respect people that stand for something.
Yeah, seriously though.
Yeah.
Like, it's not being afraid of who you are. Your DNA is your DNA, and I might not agree with it. And that's the one thing we all need to get better with, is like, you might have an idea that I do not agree with very strongly, but I'm not going to say you're a bad person. I'm not going to dislike you. I'm going to disagree with you and not be able to get riled up. I'm not going to start shouting at you or over talking you or saying you can't come to the podcast because you have an opposing viewpoint. I'm going to say I don't agree with that viewpoint, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if you love Trump, love Biden, hate Trump, hate Biden. It's not going to change anything, right? Like, we're still going to go the same day-to-day lives, not even having this affect our lives at all. So, like, maybe I don't agree with you, but I still like you.
Right, but you could start to see someone's character through other works, through other things. Like, one bad or disagreement with someone doesn't change their character. So I agree.
Yeah, and that's why it's a character. If you constantly interact with somebody and you don't like things that they do, that's a different story. It's not about politics. Maybe these politics kind of made you act the way you act that I don't like, but it's not because of your politics I don't like you. It's because you act funny in front of me. I don't like that, you know?
Simple as that.
Simple as
That's
that.
funny because
like me.
I feel like once you remove like politics off the table, everybody gets along. Everybody gets along for the majority.
Like it don't
most people
matter,
get along
bro.
when you remove that shit off the table. So yeah, it's kind of wild, you know. Like I feel like people just definitely gotta just look at life more for like the human to human interaction, not for what's being labeled or what's being in place and how this side this and how that side that and blah, 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 vice versa. Nah, screw all that shit. It's just, man, you're in a freaking rock that's floating in space.
Yeah, does this really matter?
We're all in this together. Literally, we're literally in this shit together. If this world crashes, we're all crashing. You know, this world crashes, we're all crashing together. You know, like shit. So we're all in this together. So there's no
volcano
there's not
goes
really
up, we're done.
Yeah, there's not really like, oh, this side.
Literally anything.
None of that. We're literally in this together, and we just gotta like enjoy this huge rock that we're in right now, floating in space, literally together.
You watched the Will Smith thing, One Big Rock.
Did I?
Big Rock.
Maybe. I think I did.
You would have known.
I think I read about it. What is it about? I read about it.
He had a Netflix show called One Big Rock, and it was about Earth. And he broke down so many cool topics, but in layman terms, it was so cool. Yeah, it was on Netflix about a year ago.
Keep my motherfucking wife out your motherfucking mouth.
That's not what he said.
Nah, he's talking
I complained Snakes on a Plane with Will Smith. I was like, yeah, Snakes on a Plane is a great movie, by the way, but
that has nothing to do with Will Smith.
No, I know, but keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth. Real talk, like. I interrupted the podcast to just make fun of him for a second.
I will say that. Betty won't say Jada again. I'm just kidding.
I want you to call me out for disrespecting you right now. I'm sorry. I actually do like you. Fresh Prince, I grew up with that shit. The new remake sucks though.
No, listen. It's appreciated in the art that it was given.
You like the new one?
Jada Pinkett fan. Yeah, I love it for what it is. Mm-hmm. It's not meant to
take this Buff place. Carlton, that's a drug addict.
I mean,
I'm like, yo, and then why is Uncle Phil so damn handsome?
He was handsome back in the day.
He wasn't like that though. This Uncle Phil was like 350 fucking bodybuilder, like he'll kill a bear type shit. It was
but the kids
crazy.
Don't compare. They're not comparing them. They're watching it fresh out. This is their first impression.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't know. I didn't buy more than one episode on Peacock because I had the free trial, so I can't judge it for more than the first episode. You bought Peacock?
I didn't watch it at all.
Oh,
actually,
that's funny. So Rhonda, I noticed that that's good. Actually, real good. Who needs TV? Screw that. You got a VR now. Screw two-dimensional TVs when you could go and be immersed in the movie yourself, you know? That's pretty amazing. Yeah, but talking about that though, I noticed that you do a lot of traveling.
Yes.
So with traveling, what is your favorite place that you've gone to so far? Like your favorite country, your favorite experience?
I'm originally from Germany. I'm an army brat, so I lived there the beginning part of my life. So we used to take the train to like Spain. Mm-hmm. And my dad, we
Ooh.
traveled so much when we lived there. So like growing up, we always traveled. Like even in the summers, we'll do road trips somewhere. So like traveling is like a rebirth for me. My husband and I, we went to Brazil for 2 weeks once. And that was like a trip of a lifetime for me because it was so far from home and it was just so different. And we was there for so long. We was there for New Year's. So it was dope. But honestly,
man,
I
that
just
must be a
like
vibe.
traveling for new vibes. Exactly.
No, that's good. It's big, Dad, because I noticed that you do a lot of traveling, and that is a major key point to having, you know, a broader understanding to life, seeing different perspectives, and then seeing all these type of understanding from, you know, different points of view from all around the world. So that's
Right.
a really dope thing. I always tell people travel. It's a really good thing to travel and see the world, see different parts, get out of that zip code and go somewhere else and see something new. So that's
Right.
beautiful.
And
Yeah.
like right now with COVID, everywhere we travel, the resorts are empty. So it feels like we're renting out the whole resort because no one wants to
Really?
travel right now because of COVID. Yeah.
What
All the resorts are empty.
Oh,
Mhm.
jeez.
They're
That's
empty. They're
crazy.
literally empty.
Let's take a vacation.
That is still happening, huh? That is interesting.
Yeah.
Are you scared
Mhm.
of COVID?
No, I'm cautious. I'm protective. I'm not scared of it though.
You get it?
I've had it twice.
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 Damn.
Back to back too. I caught it at a baby shower of my best friend. She was pregnant. She caught it at the baby shower. It was like 6 of us caught it at her baby shower. Her baby caught it, obviously.
Oh, whoa.
And at the time, my husband was out of town and he surprised me and popped back up, got in the bed, laid down with me. He didn't know I had COVID. And then he got COVID. So that was like a whole hiatus.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
you
I'm
got
glad
it
you're okay.
again.
Yeah, I didn't have like a bad time. I just was super sleepy. I'm vexed. So I feel like it kind of lessened my symptoms, maybe, allegedly.
Oh, that's a
potentially. Who
controversial
knows?
topic.
Yeah, I don't
Y'all
know.
want to talk about controversy? The vax controversy is the freaking versy of the contras. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we don't need to talk about the vax controversy. Don't worry. I was just saying that's a freaking touchy one.
That is like more touchier than anything right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what does it have to be though? Why can't it just be a regular conversation? Like, oh, look, the
Because
moon is
there's
beautiful.
conspiracy theorists involved. The conspiracy theorists are so passionate.
Everybody's passionate because there are people that do die from this, as little as it may be, or as big as it may be. There are people who have died and continue to die. So people are passionate
From the
about it.
vax or COVID?
And both. And there's people that have had a personal
that was
experience with
controversial.
it. There's people, everybody's had experience with vax. Everybody's had experience with having it, right? So there's going to be so many different viewpoints that, man, it's a nightmare. It's a rabbit hole that like, just do what you want. And like, I'm going to do what I want type shit. Right. Like,
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly.
I'm just going to do what's, I want. But
exactly. That's the having control, right? Have control of yourself.
Exactly.
Every decision in your life. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
what's
Rhonda,
the meat and potatoes? What's the ultimate question? What do you want to know, Neo? What's the
ultimate
big question of the night?
The ultimate question.
Yes.
What would be the ultimate question?
There's 4 franchises.
Oh, well, actually, there is a little game. There is a little
That's
game
the ultimate question I want to know.
No,
this is the ultimate question.
No,
Neo has his. This is my ultimate question. Neo will have his ultimate question. There's 4 pizza franchises.
Okay.
Domino's, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, and Papa John's. I want you to rate these 1 to 4. 1 being the best, 4 being the worst. Domino's, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars.
Domino's is a 1. Pizza Hut is a 4. Papa John's is a 4. Little Caesars is a great 3.
So if you had to rank between Pizza Hut and Papa John's, because we got Domino's, Little Caesars, who were the last? Who's third and who's fourth?
Who's the last as in the worst?
Yeah.
So
You're
one
not
being the
gonna
greatest.
get me to do that.
So one
You
is
don't
the
want to
greatest,
decide
and four is the
between
shittiest.
Pizza and Papa?
It's obviously Pizza Hut.
Okay, shoot.
No,
So
I don't
it's
know. Honestly,
final
I just don't have an answer.
Wait, so
okay, she already said
Papa
it.
John's are the same.
It's stamped in stone. See it right there, folks. It's stamped.
so pretty
Final
much you're saying-
answer: Domino's, Little Caesars, Papa John's, Pizza Hut.
Wait, Domino's.
Pizza Hut being the best, Domino's being the worst.
Oh, what? I said it totally wrong.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
So you said Pizza Hut number 1, right? Pizza Hut number 1, meaning the best. Number
Oh.
2,
Then Papa John's.
Papa
And then
John's.
And I
And
said
3?
Little Caesars is because the only time I stop to eat there is when I'm really, really hungry. So it's always hidden. But I'm sure it's a 1, but it's always a 3. But after that, it's still Domino's because Domino's is like my last option. It's the customer
Last-
service for me.
Okay, so Domino's is the shittiest for you, and then Pizza Hut is the best one for me.
I'll
I
love to build a world
swear.
for Domino's still. Don't get it twisted.
Hey, we're
You're
still
about
waiting
to
for
build
those
a world for
sponsors.
Domino's.
No, I said I would still
Oh.
love to build a
I
world.
was gonna say, Domino's, we'll make you number 1. Just come.
Yeah, we're still waiting for
build
the-
a
Y'all
world
interested
for
in
you.
sponsor.
building?
Yeah, we
We're
build.
interested in
I build.
finding builders to build. I'm interested in finding builders to build projects, right? So I want to
So
be like
you're
the
basically contracting people?
Yeah, I want to be the contractor.
contractor.
Nice.
But then I tend to build. I like to go in and have some sort of input and build and being able to defend myself and build, which I do have some builds, but definitely contracting, because obviously to me, my focus is doing this. And then, like relieving some freaking time to do this instead of building is good, So contractors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
Would you be interested in being contracted out by us?
Absolutely. I have the RXVR brands and I'm looking to build my team up. I would love to have some amazing female builders. I am accepting allies.
Nice.
But ultimately, I would love to have an all-female building crew.
That's cool.
It makes yeah.
So for that big question of mine, right? For that question of mine, it's pretty simple, honestly. It's just more about the space. Being in the space now, for how long have you been on it for in this platform, Horizon Worlds?
Since January.
Since January? Okay, so 7 months? So 7 months.
Wow.
So being in space for 7 months, what do you see this space going in the future? Like, what do you see it becoming?
I see it becoming an extremely oversaturated social media platform that is going to have so many roads through it. So I challenge everyone to find their lane, pick their niche, and stick to that, because once this hits main market and mass adaption starts happening, it's going to be an overflow of builders, contractors, apartments, tiny homes, rappers, there's going to be a lot of everything. There's only one Boxable.
Your
But
arm is
there's
up
going to
in
be
the
an
air.
overflow.
So your arm is up in the air, bro. I don't know if you see that. That's
My
funny,
what?
though. Look at your arm. There you go.
Sorry.
It's probably people are gonna look at me and was like, "What's wrong with this fucking dude?" And then they see the video.
I'm just all tweaking out right now.
I bet he's just scratching his ass cheeks. That's all he's doing right now.
That's funny.
That's all he's doing. They're like, "Damn, my ass cheeks are scratching." His hand just switches out.
Yep. And the hand goes away.
Nah, my controllers were under a table. So
God. So pretty much, you see it becoming very saturated. Pretty much you see the real world adapting pretty much into this whole digital lifestyle, digital world.
You said, do I see the world adapting?
So pretty much you're saying that you see the real world, like a lot of corporation businesses, newcomers adapting, like taking this into consideration, and this becoming more of like a focal point in people's lives and people's future?
Yes, people are going to transition into the virtual reality a whole lot quicker because the kids, they're in Roblox right now. So them transitioning into a headset, which will be lighter by the time they get older, it's going to be seamless. It's going to be second nature because they're already doing Roblox without a headset. I'm sure you're aware of what Roblox is, right?
I've own never played Roblox. See,
you're a Robloxer.
I'm an owner of the company.
There she goes too. She's scratching her butt cheeks. No, I'm stretched out.
You are not.
I did want to talk to you about stocks because I do love investing. I'm very passionate about it. I'm not very good at investing because I can't cash out. It's impossible for me to take profits. I can't take profits. That's why I'm a up so high it's gonna keep coming up and then it crashes kind of guy. Man, I only made 7x. I can't cash out right now.
Because you can make so much money so quick. It's kind of like you don't want to miss that. You want to take profit and then it goes up more and then you miss the train.
Is there any?
But that.
Yeah, greed.
Yes. Rule number one.
Don't be greedy.
Know when to cut losses and take profits.
Know when to fold.
Literally,
do you have a favorite company?
And take and then ask that. It
glitched out.
I invested in Meta. I invest in Meta and Roblox, S&P 500. What are your favorite companies, if you don't mind us asking or me asking?
No, I bought into Zoom when COVID hit, so I'm really glad about that. Zoom was one of my favorite stocks because it was a constant uprise. I love Virgin Galactic stocks because they're into the space
traveling commercial.
Space, like because I think they was launching the first commercial spacecraft or something about a year ago or something like that.
That's
and
cool.
I think space is after the metaverse and that's going to be like a whole new thing, but space is definitely the future. I'm sorry, I'm over here rubbing my dog and I look weird with not having hands.
No, you're fine.
So Virgin Galactic and I honestly have a problem with holding my stocks. I like to sell out. And
that's
crypto
awesome.
has gotten me
Yeah.
It's lagging
because I couldn't invest in Safe Moon. Oh, it is?
No. Well, now it's good. Something about Safe Moon.
You invested in Safe Moon?
I couldn't figure out a legit platform to invest. I kept getting this one platform, but it was like Japanese writing.
I got a shit ton of Safe Moon, by the way. I just gotta say.
Do you?
Oh yeah, I bought it right when it came out last year. I'm literally that like day one, literally. I went ham on that bitch.
You had to hack something to buy that though. Something. What did you what did you have to download like a black market app or something?
What, to get Safe Moon crypto? Is that what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
No, you don't gotta do no dark web shit. No, none of that. Like pretty much there is a bypass. It was difficult to get it, but there was kind of like then you had to pretty much use what app was it actually? Fuck.
So you go to CoinMarketCap and you'll see the exchanges that it's being listed on. And then you go to each exchange and create an account on the one you want. And then you can just buy it, right? And usually you can only buy with crypto. But if you have ETH or Bitcoin, you can exchange it or transfer it to that platform. And then exchange it or buy.
See, but
SafeMoon.
with that one, right? In order to get SafeMoon at first, you couldn't use Ethereum or Bitcoin. None of that to buy that. You had to literally specifically
add money to a wallet.
You had to specifically only use Tether. You could only Tether.
Oh, okay. Of the exchange's choice, yeah.
So I think what I did is like I bought Tether at a regular platform, maybe like Coinbase or Binance or something like that, but a whole bunch of it. And then I think it was in another app where it had SafeMoon. I know I had to like transfer it to it, and then actually, I had to like do some sort of. Actually, no, I had to import regular USDC to that app, and then in that app I had to turn it into Tether because that's the only way it would have worked. And using that Tether to buy the SafeMoon.
Yeah,
and then from that SafeMoon,
I didn't do that.
Yeah,
we can try and help you if you want to buy it. Like Neo's.
No, but now it's easy. Now they have an app. Now they have an app. You know, right?
Okay, I see. I'm still a SafeMoon believer. Like I like Polygon too. Polygon is obviously
it's
to
good.
me
That's
like
a really
the next
good
Litcoin. Yeah, I think it's like Litcoin and Ethereum as far as being the next. Is Polygon an altcoin or what?
Altcoin.
Polygon's
it's an
altcoin.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
I only really believe in Bitcoin and ETH right now. Actually, Sandbox. I own a shit ton of Sandbox. A little bit of Decentraland, a little bit of Access Infinity. Access Infinity, Decentraland, Sandbox. I have a huge play in because of Snoop Jobs. And Bitcoin. I also have the Bitcoin. I'm like, yes.
Wow.
I know. It's going to be dope. I want to get to a full one and then I'll invest more.
SafeMoon, though, they do have an app. So if you want to get SafeMoon, it's easy to get now. You just got to download the app. Bing, 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 and just buy it now. Shit, the thing kind of...
It's lagging. I can't hear.
It's better now.
Yeah, it's good now. But yeah, so...
Okay.
Like, yeah, SafeMoon, I definitely believed on them early on because they're trying to have their own Bitcoin, their own Ethereum. They're trying to, like, you know, they're becoming their own blockchain. And they're trying to have other companies
SafeMoon?
or other... Yeah, SafeMoon, yeah.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Okay.
That's pretty crazy. Somebody bought a chain with MoonPay. Is MoonPay SafeMoon?
No, it's something different.
Oh.
It's different.
I know when Robinhood came out, that's what really got me feeling normal. I was like, it's like a video game. It was super easy to use. Robinhood got me started.
Shout out Robinhood.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
So
anyway, we got so sidetracked on so many different topics. I really enjoyed
that's
talking
perfect.
about everything under the moon with you all.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's kind of like what we do. We just have conversation. We go with the flow. You know, that's actually perfect.
I love it.
You know?
I love how organic you all are.
Yeah, exactly. But before we wrap it up, though, is there a message you want to say to the viewers? Something positive you want to leave it to them, or something you want to, you know, have a message?
Well, I can only speak on an entrepreneur joining an Metaverse, and if you're an entrepreneur, it's just a Metaverse. Say, give yourself permission to not know anything. Give yourself permission to fail and be discouraged, but just keep going and create your lane. Right now, everyone is still literally it's up to you about how far you want to succeed in it. Just do your research, keep going. Let these next 6 months define your future.
Hey, Ron, thank you for coming to the 1Verse podcast. It's an honor. It's a pleasure. Thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for your time. Much love. Great achievement with the MasterCard. Kudos to you and to Women's in Horizon.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Nia. I really appreciate you for even asking me to come on here. I look forward to seeing your many successes in the future. Thank you so much. And same to you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, Rhonda. I hope that was fun for you. That's the big thing.
It was. You all are family to me now, so that's that.
Good.
I'm not asking.
We just wanted it to be
That's
fun.
what it is.
Remember, here in the 1Verse, we love you. We love you. Thank you for coming.
It's mutual. It's mutual.
And as we always say, here in the 1Verse, where we're all one in the Metaverse.
We're all
Hey.
in the metaverse.
Here, I want to say that.
Do it. To that camera.
As NeoVerse says, here in 1Verse, we are all one in the Metaverse. I love that.
Hey.
I love it.
And
Thank you all.
that's a wrap, guys. I hope
a
you
wrap.
I hope you had
That's
fun.
a-
I want you to be like, my favorite podcast was the 1Verse podcast. My favorite speaking was the
It's already that. So literally,
vibe.
y'all being my first favorite is enough, right?
No,
yeah.
that's awesome.
That's why we
Yeah.
just love it. We just love this shit. Every Sunday, get to meet some cool, interesting people.
That is so cool. No, it's so tangible. It's so great. Like
It
it's
is.
right here, literally with consistency. Science says water shapes rocks with consistency. So
Eee.
literally with consistency, nothing can happen but that end goal. Just keep going and don't doubt yourselves. When you doubt yourself, you kind of have hiccups. Just stay consistent and know your journey.
Big time. I agree with that. It's funny. I was just reading like the Bruce Lee quote the other day. The whole water, like just be smooth like water, just flow like water. It takes the shape that you need of whatever you want to become or bring your mind to. It's just be water and go with the flow, go with the vibe.
Be fluid.
Mhm.
There's actually a whole
Yeah.
documentary on water about like how we are similar to water. We take
We're
form of
90
everything.
We are.
We're like
No,
90% water or something like that.
70% alkaline
70%
water.
water.
70%
And we
alkaline
wonder
water.
why people go crazy when the moon is full. Like we're like the waves, we're like the ocean.
Yeah. So yeah, damn, this would have been like a good part for the pod, but this is
Oh,
all
I got
private
it
now.
record.
And if you follow
Same.
Gary Vee, you're already an entrepreneur.
Exactly.
You have that mindset.
Yeah, I've definitely known about it since I got into crypto in 2015. I saw the natural progression from like the whole crypto scene. Crypto went to the NFT, and then obviously it made sense like digital money, digital art. Something is gonna come along, and that's the metaverse. Ready Player One, motherfucker.
Digital,
That's where you add value to all that shit.
media.
Exactly. So I was like, I saw the natural
Yeah.
progression. So when I heard that this is kind of like a way to get it started in the metaverse, I went in. I jumped in
Yeah.
right away. I was like, yo, I got to be one of the first. I'm not going to miss this fucking opportunity.
Yes.
Like I missed every other
Because I
opportunity.
missed opportunities.
Yes.
Yes. Come over here. Give me a hug. Come over here. I'm
Not
gonna-
this time. Not this time.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
we ain't missing it this
Listen,
time.
I'm aligned with
Exactly.
you.
Missing that
Because I've
shit.
missed out on shit
No.
where I knew I should have took that leap, but
Same.
like not this
Fucking
time.
same. Yo, with the whole
Yes.
Bitcoin. Fuck you. I missed that one too.
Yes,
You know,
I
like
cashed out at
seriously.
8,000, and I'm so mad.
Yo,
Oh,
I
I
cashed
discovered it
out
in
at
2015. In 2015, it was only like a couple $100
Oh
bucks.
shit!
A couple $100 man.
That's why I
With-
don't
with a
cash
lot of
out,
it.
guys. It's not really greed. It's just I don't cash out. I'm a long holder. I'm in for 20 fucking years. Beat me down. I'm gonna buy more.
I'm with
motherfuckers.
you. That's why I invested into Boxable because, first of all, they already have like 20 government contracts. Like, hello.
So you own Boxable, the company.
Yes, I'm a shareholder.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
That's great.
Man, what are
I
the
actually
value at
got
right
a
now?
few of my family members. I don't know, but it's 80 cents a share. Is that what you're asking?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
80 cents
80 cents a share?
Oh.
80 cents a share. And listen,
Okay.
I just
Thank
watched a
you.
documentary of Magic Johnson saying that Nike offered him 80 cent a share before Nike became Nike, and another company offered him money, and he took the money. But he said he would be a billionaire had he took the 80 cents a share for Nike. So I took that synchronicity as a green flag to go ahead and invest into Boxable.
Yeah, let's
I'm not going to be
go.
like Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
dude.
Man, I
80
love
cents
that
a
we
share.
connected on that, on the whole, like we're not missing this fucking opportunity. We're not missing this
Fuck
one.
no.
I love that.
I'm gonna hold you accountable, Neo.
God
Don't you
damn.
ever
No.
take no hiatuses.
Don't you be a pussy.
I'm holding
Grow
you
some
accountable.
balls, bro.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is part of that. This is part of like taking hold of that. Like creating this shit with Schlick, being part of this. This is part of like taking a hold in the metaverse.
Yeah, we was not about to miss out. This is the number one podcast in the metaverse and one of the first to ever be in the metaverse. I'm going to tell you a funny story. At VCon, VCon is for all NFT holders and people who bought tickets, which you had to an NFT.
You're so lucky.
It was all about Web 3.0. They had everything related. Sorry, I keep running into you. They even had VR sculptors. So they had people that were on the app. I forgot what app. The sculpting app.
Gravity Sketch. And they do performances, live performances, and they put a projector behind and they do performances for people and then sell the Gravity Sketches and NFT after the show. Nobody at VCon knew about Horizon Worlds. Nobody.
So
Crazy.
here's the thing.
I was like, are you
There
serious?
will be a wave of people going to these same conventions Gary V's at. And there's going to be metaversers that are Horizon World users at these places. Align yourself to be ready for those opportunities too, because people
when
need
Gary
to know
comes
about this.
here,
This is healing.
everybody's about to get a VR headset.
Not gonna lie, we
my
kind of did that.
gosh.
I'm not gonna lie, we kind of did that already.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
we've actually had a couple guests already in here in the books from VCon. That was we had a
performers,
Gravity Sketch
speakers,
performer, speakers, person that created the apps, Turn Signal, and you know so on from
artists.
VCon. And we already have them down here for like some of them were their first time experience. Like, whoa, metaverse, digital,
mind blown.
Ready Player.
Yeah,
mind blown. Like we've had that already. They're in the books. Like I'll say the last 3 to 4 episodes that were recorded, I guess that we've had were from
VCon. Yeah, they didn't know
Obviously still
about
not
Horizon
published.
Worlds.